Zakes Bantwini's fans know him for his hits and everything. His hit songs like Juju, Bum Bum, Clap Your Hands and Ghetto over the years. He has continued to show that there's more to life than just being one of the most sought-after producers and musicians. Zakes has numerous music degrees and has just completed a social entrepreneurship program at the Gordon Institute of Business Science. Zakes Bantwini is here in studio to talk about his musical journey and the importance of the music business. Good to have you, Zakes. Welcome to Morning Live.
Happy New Year. I've never seen you this year. Oh, well, I've seen you on TV.
Happy New Year, right? This is the latest wish I've had. I'm so glad. That's a gentleman, you see?
Thank you very much.
It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
And this is such wonderful news. I mean, I had no idea you were actually doing the social entrepreneurship program. What made you do this?
I think it was the issue of, trying to actually find what could be your bottom line, you know. Big companies, big corporations, their bottom line as to how many millions they banked, you know. And for me, I just wanted to find out from me what would be my bottom line. My bottom line was to obviously to change the community. I'm from the ghetto. I was born there. I was raised there. So I wanted to see my community change, and so I wanted to do something which is entrepreneurial but also social. And social entrepreneurship, I didn't even know it existed. So I heard about Gibbs, I heard about it, so I went for an interview. So they said, okay, cool, we think that you can be in this program. So you don't just walk in, they have to screen you for that program.
Did it change something in you?
It did a lot, because when you are there, you sit with a lot of guys which are coming from a CSI departments from other companies and a lot of NGOs people, you know. So it's seriously about our communities. It's not about how much money I have or how much should I have to do, you know. It's like how can I change my community? How can I make this country better? And then it was actually great, because while I was there, I saw that there are a lot of people who actually worry about our country, you know, unifying our country, making our community better, alleviating poverty, you know, addressing issues of HIV and AIDS, you know, all those things. So when you are a musician, because you get to travel a lot, and while I was doing this, I started realizing a lot of the stuff that there's poverty in this country, there's serious poverty, there's this in this country, there's that, you know. So it actually, my appetite of worrying about this country, you know, it's grown. Yeah, it's grown.
And you just feel like you want to make a change.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we're so proud of you, and I know you're graduating
today.
Today you're graduating.
Excited. Yeah. Wow. Very excited about today. Yeah. It wasn't easy, because last year I was doing my album, and I had graduated earlier last year from the University of KwaZulu-Natal. And then I enrolled, and so there were a lot of assignments I had to write. I actually failed my exam, and I had to write my sub-exam this year, so it was,
Now, do you think, that's a big question for you, but do you think it'll change your music in any way? Just this feeling that it stirred inside of you. Your music is so beautiful, and I mean, you've got, I don't know, it's sophisticated dance music. That's how you can explain it. But do we see a different Zakes coming through, or not really? Is it just what you will be doing behind the music?
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of things that, especially as musicians, we've got to do. We cannot be complaining about, hey, the government is not supporting us. You know, we need to be an industry that the government really feels there's a need for this industry to be part of our State of the Nation address. You know, and I always listen to the Parliament, and I don't ever hear people speaking about musicians, and I get worried. But I also say that it's because we haven't had that particular impact. You know, we haven't touched somebody, people who power that be people who will say we really need this industry because it has such an impact in our society. So we just gonna have to keep on pushing up until we are realized.
Absolutely loving your video. I think it's fantastic. I mean, Zakes produces, you're a songwriter, you the musician. Just quickly, what about a book? What about a book? I mean, there's a book in you.
a campaign that we are doing right now with the Star newspapers. Today there's a story, so I'm just encouraging people to write their stories. We call it, so people will send their email at mystory@zakesbantwinighetto.co.za. So there, if you are from the community, if you are from the township, regardless of where you are a musician or whatsoever, so you just need to, if you can just write that story, share that story, because I would like to share the story with other people, because we immediately as we make it, we move out of the township, and people never get to have a conversation with you and say, how did you make it? How did you become who you are? And what did you study? And all those things. So we don't have those conversations, because immediately as you make it, you go buy a house at the suburbs or you live there. So people in the community, they don't get to engage with you. Yes. So there's this particular campaign that I'm doing. So I'm just collecting those stories. People from the township, wherever you are, I want to share those stories with people, obviously from the township. It culminates to a book. So I'm compiling 20 stories from the township, celebrating 20 years of democracy.
And a book will come out.
Yeah, and then
Zakele Madida.
Yes,
you're the man.
Thank you
very much. You know him as Zakes Bantwini. What a guy! Just done so well in the music industry, and now also working on a book for publication. Let's take a break so that we can quickly get Zakes to play out for us here on Morning Live. Stay tuned.
I'm from the ghetto. I was raised like a man.